Alright, let's end 2019 with this big announcement. I'm making a new tutorial program, and I'll be expanding Iron Vertex Guild to become the academia of professional Live2D talents. Now trust me, this time I'm sponsored to get the job done, so I'll be able to make well-structured full set tutorials. I'm releasing the first 3 episodes in the upcoming 2 weeks. I'll make a proper introduction video to give an overview of the full course later, and right now this is just a personal vlog that gives an update to you guys. Let's talk about selecting a career because it's a big decision, and I want to talk about what it's like to choose Live2D as a career, how to take Live2D seriously and more than just a hobby. And I want to spend this episode answering some general questions, some questions that I've been asked over and over again about having Live2D as a career, which would help you set the right mindset as you watch the new tutorials. So here are the topics I'll talk about. Who is this tutorial designed for? What is Iron Vertex Guild? How does the guild validate this tutorial? We'll talk about the pay, the money, and we'll talk about why do jobs choose me and Iron Vertex over other services. Who else will be part of this project? What does it take to be good at Live2D? And I'll briefly talk about the comparison between being pro at Live2D versus being pro as a pro artist. And finally, I'm talking about how this tutorial may not be right for you if whatever condition that is. So let's start with topic 1. Who is this tutorial designed for? My previous tutorial programs has been helpful to a lot of starters to pick up Live2D as a hobby or a creative medium, but it doesn't point learners to the direction of becoming the kind of professional that the industry desperately needs. Lately, I'm hearing that freelancers are having the feeling that the market is shrinking, which on the other hand, I'm also seeing a large amount of commission requests with decent prices. So this paradox is kind of weird. It's weird that both sides say that they cannot find the other side. This is a problem that I want to help. And so my focus in this tutorial is not to teach Live2D for a hobby, it's not to teach for creative purposes. This time is a technical training to bridge the gap between the learners and the job. Second topic, what is the Iron Vertex Guild? How does that validate this tutorial? Blacksmiths of Iron Vertex is an exclusive Live2D guild I run with only a few members. They have been receiving training to become professionals, taking on freelance job as a sustainable full-time career. They are also capable of taking on enterprise production jobs, which requires the whole set of standardized techniques developed and promoted by Live2D Creative Studio, Live2D's official in-house team. The success has been proven by the fact that with sufficient training, the members don't worry about running out of jobs, they work full-time and fully booked. So let's talk about the pay. If you're worried about the money of becoming taking Live2D as a career, now here are some numbers that you want to know. Entry level in Iron Vertex get paid around US dollars, $18 to $20 per hour. It scales up as you gain experience because you work faster, and you know how to develop higher complexity models tailored for the client's requirements, so you can take on difficult jobs. But to raise your value as quickly as possible after you become an entry level, you can't just be taking jobs on your own, and actually reserve time to practice on your own by your own will. And you also need to receive training from someone at a senior level, which with the time spent like that, you can consider that your hourly pay is dropping down to around $10 to $12 per hour. But that would get you a lot of growth. If you get to my current level as a consultant, you'll be looking at $3,300 to $4,500 per month for full-time freelancing in safe for work jobs only. And 50 hours, that would be around 50 hours of work per week. Now the fluctuation in the price is due to the required time spent on building portfolio, research and development, networking, managing business operation, communicating with clients, and mentoring juniors. If you gotta spend time on those things, you can't spend time on taking on jobs purely. So freelance is basically self-employed. You run a business and there's a lot more to do. Now I believe you heard me saying safe for work only just now, which is to imply that if you go to the dark side, you should be making double the amount or more. If it's not for freelance jobs, if you're doing for companies with enterprise products, you'll be paid around $4,000 to $5,000 per month. But the hours is around 40 hours per week, which is a lot less than doing freelance. So whether you will be working overtime or not, well, working overtime is a common thing for game development industry. But still, some companies do, some companies don't. It really depends case by case. Overall, being an in-house Live2D designer, you should be paid higher than being a freelance yourself. Especially right now, when technical Live2D professional is such a high demand and scarce resource, there's no way a normal company can justify offering anything below $4,000 per month. So why do jobs or clients commission me or Iron Vertex? First of all, not every job out there would find me preferable. Some find me overpriced, some find me not any better than some other options. But for those who came to me, it's not because never is because my work are super amazing. My works are not super amazing. If you check my Twitter, my works in average get around 500 to 1,000 likes. That's almost worthless comparing to other Live2D tweets or drawing tweets. They go up to 50,000 or 70,000 likes easily. But clients who need their project to come true, they look for different qualities when they look for the Live2D person. And they look for things different from audiences who are trying to find a tweet to hit the like button, right? Take a closer look at my portfolio. You can see a wide range of art styles. Clients usually have decided the artist before deciding the Live2D designer. So by the time they come to me, they have to know that I don't work just with one style. I work with any style you feed me. I'll make the best out of it. So if the Live2D person only works for one style, that's already out of the question. And that's part of Iron Vertex training. You got to be comfortable with whatever style is thrown at you. And when you have a portfolio like that, your message is clear to the clients. I'm trying to say that I'm here to build the work their project needs. I'm not using their project to deliver my work. Now, who else may be part of this project? Now that I've developed some better idea of how to train professionals after Iron Vertex, going on for a year, I'm here to lead a full-scale e-learning course. And other than myself, some Iron Vertex members will also be publishing tutorial series in various languages. I'm also planning to convince a few other top-notch professionals in my network into joining this program and produce some contents. Now, these are folks that if you know the products they work for, you'd be very surprised. I'm not going to reveal so soon. Gonna keep a bit of a hype there, but I don't want to get your hopes up for nothing. So until it's confirmed, I'm not going to talk too much about it. Now, what does it take to be good at Live2D? So if you're a new learner, you don't know if sitting through many hours of tutorial would that give you any chance at all, and you're hesitant. Well, here's what I can answer that with. If you sit through the course, we're talking about at least 40 episodes down the road, each episode around 10 minutes in average, you can become a Live2D professional just like that. Does it require talents? Does it require art skills? What about an art degree? What about network in the field, fan base, followers? All those elements would help if you have them. But if you have none of them, it's still fine. You will still make it normally. All you need is a reasonable amount of effort, patience, and you gotta suppress that urge to look for approval or validations on social media. And then, if you can do that, then you can get yourself a Live2D career. Now don't forget, I'm not an artist. I'm not an animator. I don't have any fine art degree. I'm not born talented in Live2D. It wasn't even a thing when I was born. Like, there's no way that I have some innate traits that caused me to become good at Live2D. I was nobody, I'm still nobody, and it's just how the way it is. And any nobody or anybody can get to my level the same amount of time and effort. Occasionally, I did work 55 to 70 hours of Live2D commission per week for a month straight while I was taking on my computer science degree. So it's about dedication. It's not about who you were you born, do you have some spatial vision or whatever. You don't need any of that. You know, it's just that. All right. So let's compare Live2D professional Live2D versus pro artists to different careers, because a lot of people have to choose. Some people have already halfway through developing some art skills. Now Live2D comes up, they want to think, do I want to build my portfolio more on the artist side, or do I want to build more on the Live2D side? Now, this is a personal thing, and it's very subjective. It's really you to choose. I can't say which one is better for you. But I'm going to share about my case. Like I said, I was nobody. And the reason why I was nobody, it's because in my teenage time, I had interest in animation manga, but I never had the dedication, never put in the time and effort. I didn't know how to become a pro artist. I didn't know that you have to work hard every day. I thought just, once a month I'll draw some scribbles, I'll put on DeviantArt and some likes, and I'm doing something, right? And I missed out my whole teenage time, my early college time, all the way until my first degree graduated. I did not draw, I was terrible at drawing throughout maybe 10 to 14 years. And afterwards, thinking back, I'd be like, I could have been like all those artists on Twitter that I admire with 100K followers, with great arts. I could have been them if 14 years ago or 18 years ago I started working hard like just they did, right? But I didn't do that. And now, around 2016, when I picked up Live2D, I spent like a year or two of the equivalent per year hard work, I guess, than pro artists. I was able to become making animations with pro artist art without embarrassing their art. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ruin their art with my terrible skills. I just work like a year and something. I already can. Live2D is a tool that allows you to catch up to those artists. To all those artists that worked hard as they were young, and you didn't do that, and you were late in the game, right now you have a second chance to catch up. And that's really, a lot of times, I want to tell people that's what you're thinking about. Like, you can, maybe today is the first day you hear about Live2D, you think it's such an amazing thing. You see you see great art moving lively with this tool. You thought, oh, this is another chance that I missed out. No. Listen, you can start today. And by this day next year, you'll be ready. You're ready to you'll be ready to have that honor to work with those great masters in art. And that's what it takes. So if you're someone who missed out that chance like I did, all right, well then, yeah, this is why I compare, both careers, because Live2D has a much shorter learning curve. It's still a lot of hard work, okay? I've seen people who picked it up, but drop it down every few months, and it's not gonna work, right? Pick it up, work it hard, and you work as hard as I am, you will get as far as I am. Now let's talk about how this may not be the right Live2D tutorial for you. It's more like, again, I want to emphasize something that I mentioned before or sometime before. I keep mentioning the word technical Live2D. Now, technical Live2D is a word I use to differentiate from creative Live2D. Most popular Live2D works out there on Twitter are on the creative side. Every year, Live2D official hosts a creative award to show a wide range of impressive, unique usages of Live2D. And personally, I suck at creative. I am not a creative person. I don't have any art visions when I start on things. The kind of Live2D that I make and about to teach you in this tutorial, they are 90% technical Live2D. In the current industry, technical Live2D is what companies and indie projects need. And creative Live2D do not fit those demands. Well, except for Ludes. Well, if you do creative Live2D, you can make those things that the project needs, but it takes a lot more resource to make and maintain for it to work because of the techniques, because of the architecture. When it is a lot more resource, a lot more work to get it done, that means a lot more budget from the project, from the clients. And if Live2D becomes very expensive for projects to use, the projects might as well use 3D or other alternatives. So it comes down to value talk. However, just because technical Live2D is very rare, it doesn't mean that creative Live2D is any easier to learn or to make. They're not two different levels, one above another. They are just two different usages of the same tool. But if you're a creative and artistic person who wants to build your own dream masterpiece with Live2D, this isn't a tutorial course for you. You won't get the freedom to express yourself or your art doing technical Live2D. The kind of creativity that technical Live2D requires is about working within heavy constraints. It's not about, thinking about something that is impressive and unique and new and go do it. It's about understanding what constraints are placed on you and your team, and how do you work within them and be creative to solve problems. These constraints are from the client's requirements, they're from development environment, the weakness of the technology, the budget of the business, and you just gotta be creative within those boundaries and make things work well, and make things work well all the time. All right, it's about making things that your end users will enjoy, not what you want them to enjoy. If you are that kind of designer who solve problems, then this course is right for you, and this career is right for you. So no more excuse, no more complaint of how hard it is. It's already 10 times less hard than becoming a pro artist. And you even earned the opportunity to work side by side with these world-class master rank pro artists in enterprise game companies. So think about how fast and how short amount of time you can become valuable in the front line, in the top of the industry. This is what technical Live2D professional is about, and that's what it offers you. I hope these answer some of the questions in your mind, get you decided whether to spend time in this tutorial or not, whether to spend time on Live2D or not. If you got any questions, you can leave in the comment below. I can't promise how soon can I answer them. I have a high traffic of communication right now. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Hope you enjoy the first few episodes that I'm about to throw out, and I hope to see you guys again sometime.